conviction behind the thought. If you imagine yourself wealthy, your dominant feeling will win. And shift your inner state. You must feel differently first, before the world can reflect it back to you. Think of a mirror. If you frown into it, it does not smile back at you. The image only changes when you change. Reality works the same way. If you feel poor, neglected, or unworthy, the world will continue to reflect that back to you. But if you assume a new feeling, if you persist in the belief that you are abundant, loved, and successful, the mirror must change. It has no choice. The world is only responding to what you assume to be true. This is why detachment is essential. If you remain emotionally tied to what your senses show you, you will keep reinforcing the same reality. You must rise above appearances and live from a deeper knowing. The knowing that what you feel within now is what will soon become real in the world outside. Ignore the current circumstances if they do not align with your desires. They are nothing more than echoes of old beliefs. They are not permanent. They are not final. Detachment does not mean ignoring your responsibilities or withdrawing from life. It means refusing to be controlled by the illusion of lack, failure, or limitation. It means choosing your inner state rather than letting the world choose it for you. When you master this, you become free. You no longer react to life, you create it. Your only job is to hold on to the feeling of what you desire as if it is already true. The world will catch up. It must. The unseen always precedes the seen. Change how you feel and reality will follow. Let go of doubt. Stop reacting and trust in the unseen power within you. Your world will transform before your eyes. You do not need to beg for what is already yours. not need to wish, to hope, or to look outside of yourself for signs that your desire is coming. If you truly understood the power within you, you would know that desire itself is proof of its fulfillment. The moment you desire something, it already exists in an unseen reality. Your only task is to dwell in the end, to assume and feel that it is already yours. Most people live in a state of waiting. They hope, they long, they wish for a future in which their dreams will come true. But in doing so, they keep their desire in the future, always just out of reach. They send signals to their subconscious mind that they do not have what they want, and so the world reflects that lack. The secret is not in waiting, but in assuming, in stepping into the state of already having it. Think of your deepest desire. Instead of seeing it as something separate from you, something you must chase or work for, imagine it as already fulfilled. How would you feel if you had it right now? How would you move, speak, and think if it were already done? Let that feeling consume you. Let it become your natural state. The more you dwell in this feeling, the more real it becomes, until the world has no choice but to conform. You do not need to know how your desire will manifest. That is not your concern. The world will rearrange itself in ways you cannot predict. Opportunities will arise, circumstances will shift, and people will play their part, all aligning to bring your assumption into reality. But you must remain faithful to the end result. You must persist in the feeling of fulfillment, regardless of what the outer world currently shows you. This is where many people fail. They begin to assume, to feel the reality of their wish, but then they look around and see no immediate change. Doubt creeps in. They check for signs, they question whether it is working, and they slip back into their old state of longing. This wavering undoes their work. To manifest what you desire, you must remain unmoved by appearances. You must trust that what you have assumed is already in motion, even if there is no visible evidence yet. Think of planting a seed. You do not dig it up every day to check if it is growing. You trust the process, knowing that beneath the surface, unseen forces are at work. The same is true for your desires. Once you have assumed them to be true, your only job is to live in that state, to think, feel, and act as though it is already done. This is the secret of effortless creation. When you stop trying to make things happen and instead dwell in the end, reality bends to match your inner world. What once seemed impossible will unfold naturally, without force or struggle. Simply be the person who already has what they desire, and the world will reflect it. It is law. Every night as you close your eyes and drift into sleep, you stand at the doorway of creation. In this drowsy, relaxed state, your conscious mind fades, and your subconscious becomes highly impressionable. It no longer argues, doubts, or questions. It simply accepts. This is the most powerful moment to reshape your reality, to implant the feeling of your wish fulfilled so deeply that it must manifest in the world around you. Most people go to sleep in a state of worry, regret, or frustration. They replay the troubles of the day, dwell on their struggles, and unknowingly impress these negative feelings upon their subconscious. The next day, they wake up to more of the same circumstances because they have unknowingly recreated them in their sleep. But you can use this time differently. You can enter the state of the wish fulfilled and allow your subconscious to make it real. Before sleep, let go of the outer world. Do not concern yourself with what is happening, what has happened, or what may come. None of that matters. All that matters is the reality you are about to create within. Close your eyes, relax your body, and enter a state of calm. Feel the heaviness of sleep approaching, but remain aware enough to direct your thoughts. This is the perfect moment to assume the feeling of your desire already being yours. See yourself in the life you want, not as an observer, but as a participant. If your desire is love, feel the warmth of it surrounding you. If it is success, hear the words of praise spoken to you. If it is abundance, sense the security and ease of having more than enough. Make the scene as vivid as possible, but more importantly, let it be natural. Do not force it. Let it unfold effortlessly, as though rather than creating a fantasy. The key is not just to visualize, but to feel. Feeling is the language of the subconscious. If you simply watch images in your mind without emotion, you are only daydreaming. But the moment you attach a deep, genuine feeling to the scene, as though it is happening now, your subconscious accepts it as truth. And what the subconscious accepts as true, it must bring to life. Persist in this feeling until sleep takes over. Let yourself drift off in the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. This is not a time to think about how it will happen or to question whether it is working. This is a time to surrender to the feeling of already having what you want. By doing this, you impress your subconscious with the new reality, and it will work tirelessly to manifest it in ways beyond your comprehension. When you wake, resist the urge to doubt. Do not look at the outer world for immediate proof. Simply trust that the seed has been planted and allow it to unfold. The world you wake up to will soon begin to change, aligning itself with the assumption you fell asleep in. This is the secret of effortless creation. If you sleep each night in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the day will come when you no longer have to imagine it, because it will be your reality. Faith is not hoping, wishing, or waiting for proof. Faith is feeling a deep inner knowing that what you have assumed is already yours. The world may show you nothing yet, there may be no physical evidence, but the moment you feel something as real within, it has already begun to materialize. Most people believe only in what they can see, hear, or touch. They wait for confirmation from the outside world before they allow themselves to believe. But this is not faith. Faith does not require proof. Faith is the ability to feel something into being, to trust in the unseen so completely that it must appear in the seen. Right now, whatever you desire, whether it is love, success, wealth, or healing, exists as a possibility. It is not separate from you. The only thing keeping it at a distance is your belief that it is not yet real. But the moment you accept it within, the moment you feel its reality before seeing it, the process of manifestation begins. Your subconscious takes that feeling as truth, and the world around you starts to shift to reflect it. Most people sabotage their own desires by looking for evidence too soon. They assume their wish fulfilled for a moment, then immediately check their surroundings to see if anything has changed. When they see the same circumstances, they doubt, they question, and they fall back into their old state of lack. This wavering cancels out their assumption. You must persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, regardless of what the physical world shows you. Think of a seed planted in the soil. The moment you plant it, the process of growth has already begun, even though you cannot see it yet. If you keep digging it up to check if it is growing, you will only delay its progress. The same is true for your desires. Once you have assumed them as real within, leave them undisturbed. Trust that the unseen forces are working to bring them into form. Feeling is the secret ingredient. It is not enough to simply say, I believe. You must feel the reality of your desire. If you desire love, feel the warmth and joy of being in that loving relationship now. If you desire success, feel the confidence, the satisfaction, the ease of already being successful. Do not wait for the world to give you permission to feel this way. Feel it now, and the world will follow. Faith is not passive. It is an active state of being. It is living as though your desire is already a fact, speaking as though it is done, walking as though you are the person who already has it. When you truly embody this feeling, you will no longer need proof, because you know it is done. And once you know it is done within, it must become done without. This is the great mystery of creation. The world does not shape your belief shapes the world. Change your inner feeling, hold firm in your faith, and reality will bend to match it. Everything you seek, love, success, abundance, or peace, begins within you. The outer outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. When you learn to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, to trust in the unseen, and to persist in that inner knowing, you become the master of your reality. There is no need to struggle, chase, or doubt. Simply feel it as real, and the world will rearrange itself to match your assumption. Do not be deceived by what your senses show you today. The circumstances you see are only the echoes of past thoughts and beliefs. But you are not bound by them. At any moment, you can step into a new state of being, a new assumption, and watch as your world transforms before you. The key is faith, not blind hope, but the deep, unwavering feeling that it is already done. If you can fall asleep in the state of your fulfilled desire, if you can carry that knowing throughout your day, and if you can trust that the unseen is more real than the seen, then nothing will be impossible for you. You are the creator of your reality. Feel it, believe it, and it must be so. Thank you. Do you believe that God designed you to struggle, to knock on doors that refuse to open, to search endlessly for? There is a great secret, and few ever realize it. Your focus is the most powerful tool you possess. Wherever you direct it, energy flows, and reality shapes itself accordingly. Yet most people scatter their focus, chasing validation, explaining themselves, seeking approval from those who do not hold the power to shape their destiny. You must withdraw from this futile pursuit. Turn within. You do not need to explain your journey to anyone. Silence is misunderstood by those who fear their own thoughts, but it is the foundation upon which all creation rests. Your silence is not emptiness, it is alignment. In silence, the greatest revolutions begin. In silence, the most profound shifts occur. Let the world wonder, let them assume, let them question. It does not concern you. When you are focused on yourself, you step into a power that cannot be seen but is deeply felt. Others may not understand why you have grown distant, why you no longer engage in trivial distractions, but that is not your burden to carry. Your purpose is not to convince anyone of your transformation. Your purpose is to embody it. Detach from the noise, detach from the opinions. The moment you stop explaining yourself is the moment you reclaim your power. When you no longer chase, beg, or seek validation, life begins to work in your favor. Doors open, paths clear. What you once struggled to attain now flows effortlessly into your reality. Do not waste your breath trying to make people see what only you were meant to understand. Remain silent and trust. For in your silence, the unseen is taking form. In your solitude, something greater is being built. Focus on yourself, and soon the world will focus on you, not because you sought its attention, but because you no longer needed it. The world you experience is nothing more than a reflection of the thoughts you continuously hold within your mind. Every circumstance, every encounter, and every event is a mirror showing you what you have accepted as truth about yourself and life. Most people believe that life happens to them, that events unfold randomly, that circumstances are dictated by forces outside their control. But the reality is far different. Life is shaped from within. The world you walk through each day is not separate from you. It is a projection of your assumptions, beliefs, and deeply held thoughts.
So we have a
Only
high,
those who
low,
fully grasp this truth
lower high,
realize the immense power
lower
you
low.
hold.
So we
Nothing
fail to
exists
take out this
independently of
one
your
side,
awareness. If
making
you assume
this
yourself to be
a
limited, struggling, or unworthy, life
a
will hold
mitigation
itself to
block
confirm those
instead
beliefs.
of
It will present
a breaker
obstacles,
block.
rejection, and hardship, not because you are
And
resisting,
most of the times,
but because that is what you unconsciously affirm. But if you
a
assume yourself to be
mitigation block
worthy,
acts as a
abundant, and
breaker block.
successful,
However,
the world must
they
shape
do
itself
tend
to
to
reflect
fail
that state of
more
being.
often than
There
not.
is no choice.
So I don't trust the setup, even though we
Focus
might
strengthens
be
an
coming
internal
for the sell
architect
side liquidity.
constructing the reality you
I
walk
wouldn't
into
feel
today.
comfortable taking an
These
entry
beliefs
here.
are not just idle thoughts that pass through your mind, they are the foundations upon which your entire life is built. If you constantly tell yourself that success is difficult, that love is rare, or that happiness is fleeting, you will see these ideas play out before you not because they are absolute truths, but because you have accepted them as such. On the other hand, when you change the way you think, when you replace doubt with certainty, fear with confidence, and limitation with possibility, life begins to shift in ways that seem almost miraculous. It is not enough to simply wish for change while continuing to entertain the same limiting thoughts. True transformation requires a shift in consciousness, a deep and unwavering belief that what you desire is already yours. This is where most people falter. They allow the evidence of the physical world to dictate their beliefs, instead of understanding that their beliefs create the physical world. They look at their current circumstances and reinforce them by reacting emotionally, further embedding those unwanted experiences into their reality. But the key to changing your life is to first change what you accept as true within yourself. Assume the feeling of already being the person you wish to become. Not someday, not in the distant future, but right now. Let your thoughts reflect that reality. If you desire success, do not dwell on failure. If you seek love, do not entertain thoughts of loneliness. If you wish for abundance, let go of ideas of lack. The more you persist in an assumption, the more it solidifies into reality. Life does not respond to your wishes, it responds to your convictions. The shift does not happen overnight. The mind, conditioned by years of habitual thinking, will resist at first. Doubt will creep in. The external world may continue to reflect the old beliefs for a while, but your job is not to react to the old reality. It is to persist in your new assumption, knowing that the external world is only a delayed reflection of your inner state. If you hold firm, if you refuse to let appearances dictate your inner world, you will witness a transformation so profound that it will feel as though the entire universe has conspired to shift in your favor. Most people remain trapped in the cycle of reacting to life rather than creating it. They wake up each day and allow their environment to dictate how they feel, what they believe, and what they expect. But the moment you take control of your inner world, everything changes. You are no longer a passive participant, you become the creator. You begin to walk through life with an unshakable confidence, knowing that you are the master of your destiny. Hold the assumption of your ideal life so firmly in your mind that it becomes more real to you than the world you currently see. Do not wait for evidence, create it. Do not seek external validation, know it within. When your inner world shifts, the outer world has no choice but to follow. Holds a power that few truly understand. In a world that thrives on noise, where people constantly seek validation through words and external recognition, the ability to remain silent is often mistaken for weakness. But true strength does not need to announce itself. It does not seek to prove, argue, or convince. It simply is. The greatest transformations, the most profound shifts in life, happen in silence, away from the noise of opinions and distraction. Silence is the space where real power is cultivated. It is in silence that the mind clears, that thoughts become intentional, and that desires take form. When you resist the urge to explain yourself, when you stop feeling the need to justify your actions, you reclaim the energy that is so often wasted on trying to make others understand you. Not everyone is meant to understand your journey, and that is perfectly fine. Your growth, your success, your transformation, none of it requires the approval of others. The most successful, powerful individuals move in silence. They do not broadcast their plans, their struggles, or their next moves. Instead, they focus inward, directing all their energy toward their vision, allowing their actions and results to do the speaking for them. Words can be manipulated, misunderstood, or dismissed, but results are undeniable. When you commit to your path and refuse to be distracted by external noise, you step into a power that few possess, the power of quiet certainty. When you speak less, you observe more. You begin to notice things that others overlook. You become attuned to the subtle shifts in energy, the hidden opportunities, and the unspoken intentions of those around you. Silence sharpens your intuition, giving you an edge that cannot be acquired through loudness or constant expression. When you are silent, you listen, not just to others, but to yourself, to the whispers of your own soul, to the guidance that comes when the mind is still. Many people fear silence because they associate it with invisibility, with being overlooked or forgotten. But the opposite is true. Those who master the art of silence command a presence that is felt even when they do not speak. There is a quiet confidence in those who do not need to fill every moment with words. Their energy speaks for them. Their actions make a statement that no speech could ever match. Discipline yourself to resist the urge to announce your every move. Not everyone needs to know what you are working on, what you are struggling with, or what you intend to achieve. The more you reveal, the more room you leave for doubt, interference, and negativity from those who do not have your best interests at heart. Protect your energy by keeping your plans close. Let people see the results when they manifest, not when they are still in the delicate process of formation. There will always be those who misunderstand your silence, who mistake it for a lack of direction or purpose. But that is because they have not yet learned that the greatest storms build in quiet, the most profound transformations happen when no one is watching. The most unstoppable people do not announce themselves. They emerge, fully formed, when the time is right. Resist the urge to react, to explain, to seek approval. Move in silence, not because you are afraid to speak, but because you know that true power does not need to be declared. It is felt, and when the time comes, the world will see what you have been building, not through your words, but through the undeniable reality of your success. The need for validation is one of the greatest chains that bind people to lives of limitation. From a young age, many are conditioned to seek approval, to be praised, to be accepted, to be acknowledged. But in doing so, they unknowingly give away their power. The moment you look outside yourself for validation, you allow the opinions of others to dictate your worth, your choices, and ultimately, your destiny. True freedom begins the moment you detach from this need and realize that you do not require permission to become the person you were meant to be. When you constantly seek validation, you live in a state of uncertainty. You measure your worth based on how others perceive you, and because opinions are ever changing, so is your sense of self. One day you may feel confident because someone praises you. The next you may feel doubtful because someone criticizes you. This is a dangerous way to live because it means your inner world is controlled by forces outside of you. But the truth is, no one can define you except yourself. No one holds the authority to determine your value. The only validation you truly need is your own. Detaching from external validation is not about rejecting feedback or isolating yourself from the world. It is about recognizing that you are the ultimate authority over your life. You must learn to trust your own judgment, to stand firm in your beliefs even when others do not understand them. If you are constantly looking for reassurance, you will always be at the mercy of others' opinions, and your life will become a reflection of their expectations rather than your true desires. The greatest minds, the most successful individuals, and the most powerful people in history did not seek approval. They walked their path with certainty, often in the face of opposition, ridicule, and doubt. They understood that seeking validation is a distraction, a way of handing control over to those who do not see the vision as clearly as they do. They were not swayed by public opinion because they knew that true conviction does not require confirmation. When you stop seeking validation, you become unshakable. You no longer need constant reassurance that you are on the right path. You simply trust yourself. You move with a quiet confidence, knowing that your worth is not up for debate. This shift in mindset liberates you. You are no longer held back by fear of judgment. You stop hesitating, stop second guessing, and start living fully, unapologetically, as the person you were meant to be. Many people remain trapped in a cycle of seeking approval because they fear rejection. They fear being misunderstood or criticized, but rejection is not a reflection of your worth. It is simply a sign that not everyone is meant to walk with you. The opinions of others are shaped by their own limitations, fears, and beliefs. What someone else thinks of you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. The moment you understand this, you reclaim your power. Walking your path with certainty does not mean you will never face resistance. In fact, the stronger your belief in yourself, the more you will challenge the status quo, and the more opposition you may encounter. But this is not a sign to stop, it is a sign to keep going. If you live for approval, you will live a life of compromise, but if you live for truth, you will experience a freedom that most people never taste. Trust yourself. You do not need permission to evolve, to grow, to change. You do not need approval to chase your dreams, to walk away from what no longer serves you, or to step into the life you desire. The only permission you need is your own. And when you give it to yourself, when you fully embrace the power that has always been within you, the world will have no choice but to recognize the force that you have become. Energy is the currency of life. Where you direct it determines what you experience. Most people spend their energy carelessly, focused on others, consumed by opinions, reacting to external circumstances. They scatter their power, giving their attention to things that do not serve them, and then wonder why life feels chaotic and unfulfilling. But the truth is simple. The energy you give is the energy you receive. If you pour your attention into distractions, you will receive more distractions. If you obsess over what others think, you will feel uncertain and dependent on their approval. But if you focus on yourself, your growth, your desires, your inner world, life aligns in your favor, bringing you exactly what you seek. Many do not realize how much energy they waste by being overly concerned with others. They analyze people's opinions, compare themselves, and seek validation, not understanding that every thought and emotion directed outward weakens their own power. The more you give your energy to others in this way, the less you have for yourself. This is why so many feel drained, stuck, or lost, because their energy is not focused on their own path. They are living reactively instead of intentionally. But when you shift
I
your
like what
focus
it's doing
inward,
here.
everything changes. You reclaim your energy.
So we
You
have a
stop
nice
chasing and start attracting.
market structure
The
shift.
moment you prioritize yourself, your goals, your
But
mindset,
this
your well
range
being, you begin to move
is
differently.
quite large.
You radiate confidence, and that confidence draws opportunities, people, and
If
circumstances
this
that
was a
align with
breaker,
your
high,
desires.
low,
This is
high,
not
low, high,
coincidence,
high,
it
low,
is a reflection of the
I
law
would
that
take
governs
this as
all
a
things.
breaker,
What you send out is what
as a
you receive.
bearish breaker.
If you constantly focus on negativity, on what is wrong, on what you lack, on what others are doing, you invite more of the same into your life. But if you shift your energy to
We
gratitude,
have a
self
fair
improvement,
value gap,
and
CB
possibility,
here,
life responds
and one
differently.
here.
It is not about forcing
Um,
things to happen, but about creating the right internal environment for them to happen
Ideally,
naturally.
I would like to
When you
see it
operate from a place of abundance,
trade up here.
abundance flows toward you. When you move with certainty,
If
life
I'm gonna
mirrors
short,
that certainty back to you. This is why focusing on yourself is the
I'd
most
short
powerful
here
thing you can do. It is not
to
selfish, it is
target this
necessary.
minus outside.
The more you invest in your own energy, the more magnetic you become. You do not need to chase, convince, or struggle. You simply need to align.
Uh,
And alignment happens when you stop looking outward for direction and start trusting that everything you need is already within you. The world will try to pull your energy in 1,000 different directions. It will tempt you to compare, to react, to seek approval. But every time you give in to these distractions, you weaken your own power. Instead, discipline yourself to remain focused. Ask yourself daily, where is my energy going? Is it fueling my growth or is it being wasted on things beyond my control? When you truly understand that energy is your most valuable asset, you will guard it fiercely. You will stop engaging in pointless arguments. You will stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You will stop seeking love, success, or happiness outside of yourself because you will know that everything you desire is a reflection of the energy you cultivate within. Let others do as they wish. Let them think as they please. None of that concerns you. Your only responsibility is to master your own energy, to direct it with intention, and to trust that by doing so, life will unfold exactly as it should. When you focus on yourself, you are not ignoring the world, you are simply choosing to shape it rather than be shaped by it. And in doing so, you unlock a power that few ever realize, the power to create the life you truly desire. Not everyone is meant to understand you. This is a truth that once accepted will set you free. Many people spend their lives trying to explain themselves, justify their choices, and gain approval from those who were never meant to see their vision. But when you seek understanding from others, you give away your power. You make their perception more important than your own growth. The reality is your journey is yours alone, and not everyone will see it, appreciate it, or support it, and that is perfectly fine. As you evolve, you will notice that your silence unsettles people. Some will misinterpret your distance as arrogance, coldness, or even rejection. They will question why you are not as available, why you no longer engage in meaningless conversations, why you have shifted your focus inward. But their confusion is not your concern. The path of growth requires solitude. It demands that you remove yourself from distractions, from unnecessary attachments, and from the need to explain yourself at every turn. Those who truly align with you will
So
not
very
need
gap
an
over here.
explanation. They will understand your silence without question. When you begin to change, when you elevate your thinking, when you prioritize your peace, when you no longer entertain negativity, some will feel uncomfortable.
What's this
They
range?
may resist your transformation because it challenges their own way of being. They were
20
comfortable with
handles.
who you used to
I
be,
mean, it's
the
something.
version of you that was always available, always
But
explaining, always seeking approval.
I won't
You
take it.
are not here to remain
Um,
stagnant for the comfort of
I
others.
usually take
You are
entries
here to
where
grow.
the range is
And growth
between
often requires outgrowing people,
um,
places, and patterns that no longer
70
serve you,
to
that
100
misunderstand
handles.
you.
And
People
this
will
range
weave
only
their
gave
own
me
stories
20.
about why you have become
So,
more distant, more focused, more
could I take
selective
it?
with your
Yes.
energy.
Do
It is
I?
not your job to
Not
correct
really.
their assumptions. Your only
So I'll just observe
responsibility
it
is
and
to
tape read it.
continue evolving. Those who are meant to be in your life will adjust to your growth. Those who are not will remove themselves. Either way, it is not your burden to carry. One of the greatest mistakes you can make is slowing down
Boom,
your own
traded back
progress
into
just
the
to be
fair
more
value gap.
relatable to others.
I'd like
You
to
do
see
not
it
need to shrink
rub
yourself to fit
lower.
into spaces you have
Targeting the
outgrown.
sell side and the
You
PM
do not
session
need
fair
to
value
dim your
gap.
light so that others feel
I
comfortable
mean,
in your presence. The right people,
30 is
the
not
ones who
bad.
are aligned with your purpose, will not only accept your
Truly, it's not bad.
transformation, but will celebrate it. They will respect your silence, understand your distance, and support your decision to focus on
Stay
you.
on the mitigation
There is
block
great
over
power in
there.
realizing that understanding is not a requirement for connection. Some of the most profound shifts in your life will happen in solitude,
Watch this.
without validation,
Watch
without
it
applause, and
drop
without
lower with
explanation.
speed.
This is because true transformation happens within. It is an internal process, not something that needs to be broadcasted or justified. You do not need the world to understand you. You only need to understand yourself. If you spend your energy trying to convince others of your worth, your vision, or your decisions, you will exhaust yourself. Instead, let your actions speak. Move in silence.
This
Focus
is
on you.
beautiful price action, by the way.
Allow
I
your
love to see
evolution to
this.
unfold naturally. The right
It would
people
have
will
been nice if
recognize your growth without needing
this
an
setup
explanation.
formation happened
The wrong
much
people will
higher
question
here.
it
But I
because they were
mean,
never meant to follow you on this journey. Your purpose is
it
not to
is
be
what it is.
understood, it is to evolve,
We study.
to become the highest version of yourself, to embrace change without hesitation, to walk your path with confidence, even when no one else sees the destination. Let them misunderstand, let them talk, let them wonder. It does not matter. What matters is that you keep moving forward unshaken, unapologetic, and fully aligned with who you are meant to be. Faith is not built in what is seen, it is built in what is unseen. It is the quiet confidence that what you hold within will inevitably become your reality. Most people struggle with this because they seek external confirmation before they believe. They want signs, validation, and proof before they trust in their desires. But true faith
So
requires
from trading
vulnerability.
here, we could
It
rub
demands that you trust the
higher.
unseen
I
so
like
completely
this
that the
buy
outer
side.
world has no choice but to conform.
It's looking good.
When you withdraw from the need to explain yourself, you allow faith to work in your favor. You stop looking for validation from others, and instead you rest in the knowing that what you have accepted within will soon take shape in the physical world. The need to convince others is a sign of doubt. If you truly believed, you would not feel the need to explain, defend, or justify your vision. You would hold it in silence, knowing that time will reveal all things. There is immense power in keeping your desires private. Many people weaken their manifestations by speaking too
Looking
soon,
beautiful.
sharing their dreams with those who cannot see what they see. They open themselves up to doubt, criticism, and external opinions that dilute their inner certainty. But when you understand how faith operates, you no longer seek permission or approval. You hold your vision close, nurturing it in the unseen until it becomes undeniable. Everything in this world begins as an unseen idea. The tallest buildings, the greatest inventions, the most profound transformations all started as thoughts. Before they became visible, they existed in the mind of someone who dared to believe. They did not need the world's approval. They did not need others to understand. They simply held on to their vision with unwavering faith, allowing it to take root and grow in silence. You must do the same. Instead of explaining yourself, focus on
Boom.
embodying the version of yourself who
PM.
already has what you
Boom.
seek.
I mean, I could
If you
have taken
desire
it
success, feel
um
successful now. If you
as a short
desire
bread and
love,
butter,
feel
right
loved
here
now.
today.
If you desire abundance, feel abundant
Certainly would
now.
have been nice,
Your
but
imagination is the blueprint for your future, and what you
I
persist in
want a
shapes it
larger
from
range.
margin into
So you
fact.
see, like
This is how faith
this is a
operates,
nice range
not by
to work
waiting for
on.
proof, but
70
by
handles.
trusting
I
that the
like this.
unseen is more real
It
than
gives
what the
me
eye can see.
multiple opportunities
Most
to
people live
see
in reverse.
entries
They react
without
to
having
their
to
current
feel pressed to take
circumstances and assume
an entry
no
like
one
this,
sees
even
what
though
there is.
it is a good setup.
They forget that their current reality is simply a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. If they wish
Okay.
to change their life, they must first change what they accept as true within. This is where faith becomes essential. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the imagined and the experienced. Silence is the companion of faith. When you move in silence, you allow the unseen to work on your behalf. You do not waste energy explaining yourself to those who cannot see what you see. You do not seek reassurance from the world.
We also have
Instead, you stand firm in your belief,
15-minute
knowing that the
BC much
manifestation is
lower.
already on its way. The moment you let go of the need to prove anything, you step into
Right here.
alignment with the very thing you desire.
Let me
Others
mark it
wonder.
out.
Let them question your silence, your distance, your unwavering confidence. It is not your job to make them understand. Your only task is to hold your vision so steadily that nothing can shake it. When you master this, life will unfold effortlessly in your favor. What was once unseen will become undeniable. What was once only imagined will become your lived reality. And when that day comes, you will realize that faith was never about proving anything to others. It was always about proving it to yourself. The journey of focusing on yourself and staying silent is one of inner
Smash.
mastery. It requires you to detach from the need for validation, to trust in the unseen,
That could have been a
and to
setup.
understand that not
Definitely.
everyone is meant to comprehend your path. True power does not announce itself, it moves in silence, allowing faith
I
to
could have
shape
taken it
reality
actually.
without the need of
Now that I
proof.
think about it,
When you withdraw from distractions and
obviously
external
the
opinions,
minus side would
you
be,
reclaim your energy,
well, the
align
fifth
with your
positive faith
desires,
gap would be
and
the low
step
hanging
into the
fruit,
life you were meant to
and
live.
then reaching
Let
over
others
to the 15
misunderstand
minute
you.
pussy.
Let
Could
them
have been an
question your
entry.
distance. It is not your
Certainly.
concern.
It could have.
Your purpose is not to be seen or validated,
It
and
definitely could
rewarded.
have.
The less you explain, the more life unfolds in your favor. So walk in quiet confidence,
But let's see if
knowing
you
that
wanna
what you hold within
come
your
target
hands
the
is
spy
enough.
side now
Move with
from here.
certainty, trust in yourself, and let your results speak louder than
Let
words
us
ever could.
see.
Thank you.
Because this does look really
Close your
nice.
eyes for
The
a
buy
moment.
side does look juicy.
Breathe in deeply.
Not gonna
Now,
lie.
I ask you, who are you if you already hold millions in your hands? How do you stand? How do you walk? What thoughts run through your mind as you wake in the morning knowing abundance flows endlessly to you? You see, the secret is this: you must not wait for evidence before you believe. The evidence appears only when you first accept it as real. Wealth is not a number in your bank account, it is a state of being. And the moment you step into that state, the world bends to reflect it back to you. Consider for a moment how a wealthy person moves through life. Do they worry? Do they doubt? No. They expect. They receive. They carry themselves with an unshakable confidence because they know they are rich. If you wish to manifest abundance, you must first feel abundant. Not tomorrow, not when circumstances change, but now, in this very moment. You must assume the feeling of one who already has everything they desire. Speak, think, and act as if the millions are yours. Stop telling the story of struggle. Stop claiming lack. Instead, speak words of certainty. I am financially free. I am prosperous beyond measure. Everything I touch turns to gold. When you move through your day, carry yourself with the quiet confidence of a millionaire. Not arrogance, but assurance. When you look at a price tag, do not shrink in hesitation. Mentally affirm, I can afford anything I desire, even if your outer world has not yet changed. Your inner shift will soon demand a reflection. Your only task is to remain faithful to this assumption. The moment you assume the state of wealth, unseen forces begin working on your behalf. The people, opportunities, and events necessary for its fulfillment will be drawn to you as effortlessly as the tide is drawn to the shore. But you must persist. Doubt will whisper, it isn't working. Circumstances may suggest otherwise. Ignore them. The outer world is merely a delayed mirror of past assumptions. Keep the new assumption alive, and soon the evidence will appear before your very eyes. You are not trying to become wealthy, you are wealthy. You are not waiting to receive millions, you have millions. It is already done. Now go and live as though it were impossible to fail. There is a truth so simple, yet so profound, that once understood, it will change the way you move through life forever. Your world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. Everything you see, touch, and experience first began as an idea within the mind. The unseen gives birth to the seen. The intangible shapes the tangible. And what you assume to be true, whether consciously or unconsciously, becomes the foundation upon which your life is built. Look at the circumstances that surround you. The people in your life, the opportunities that come or elude you, the wealth or lack thereof, all are manifestations of your inner world. They are the crystallized results of thoughts you have entertained, feelings you have nurtured, and beliefs you have accepted as reality. And yet, most people live under the illusion that life happens to them, that they are at the mercy of external forces. But this is a deception. You are not a victim of fate, you are the creator of it. Consider for a moment how everything in existence first came to be. Every towering building, every invention, every work of art, each one began as a thought in someone's mind. The chair you sit on was once a mere idea. The clothes you wear, the phone in your hand, the music you listen to, all first existed in imagination before becoming real. If this is true of the external world, why would it not also be true of your personal reality? You may believe that your current circumstances define who you are, but in truth, it is who you assume yourself to be that defines your circumstances. If you accept lack, struggle, and limitation as inevitable, then they will continue to appear in your life.
So I'm looking at the minor
If you
bar
believe you
side
are
as
powerless,
a drawn
life will
liquidity,
always give you reasons to feel weak.
looking as the PM
The
session
moment you
first
shift your
present a fair
assumption
value gap as a
and you
catalyst,
accept that abundance, success, and happiness
along
are
with
natural
this
for you,
1550 to
the outer world
1610
will begin to
macro
conform.
to send
This
price
is not
higher.
wishful thinking,
I
this is
see a fair
law.
value gap right there.
What you hold in consciousness, whether in
Uh,
fear or in
Maybe
faith,
I
will
could
harden
mark it
into
out.
fact. The process is always at work, whether you realize it or not. You cannot stop imagining, for imagination is the very essence of your being. But you can become
I
aware
could
of
even
how you use it.
buy right there.
Are you imagining worst case scenarios? Are you
Stop
constantly
loss.
affirming struggle? Are you replaying past disappointments in your
It's
mind?
right there.
If so, do not be surprised when these
Take profit.
experiences continue to repeat themselves in your reality. To change your life, you must first change your assumption of what is possible. Begin by seeing yourself as already possessing that which you
Let's
desire.
see.
Do not wait for proof. The proof will come after the assumption is made. If you wish for wealth, assume the feeling of being wealthy now. Walk as if you are already successful. Speak as if your desires are already yours. Carry yourself with the quiet assurance of one who knows that their success is inevitable. Doubt may arise. The logical mind will argue, this isn't real. But reality does not begin in the physical world. It begins in the unseen realm of thought. The outer world is simply a delayed reflection of the inner state. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, your assumptions require time to take shape in the physical world. But make no mistake,
I don't like how it
once
closed
planted, they will grow.
way below
The key is persistence.
that fair value
You
gap.
cannot plant a seed and dig it up every day to check if it is growing. You must trust the process. Hold firm to the assumption that what you
But it's
desire is
already there
already
now, so if
yours.
it's gonna stop
And
me
do
out, it's
not
gonna stop
waver,
me out.
no matter what the outer world suggests. The moment you let go of doubt and fully embrace the reality you seek, it will begin to unfold before you in ways you never expected. Your life is not determined
Mm,
by external circumstances. It is determined by the thoughts you consistently hold. If you desire change, then change must first take place within. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Live from that state. And watch as the world reshapes itself to match the vision you hold in mind. There is a profound difference between wishing for something and living as if it is already yours. Wishing implies separation. It acknowledges the absence of what you desire. But to embody the state of having, to live from the end, is to collapse the gap between you and your desire. It is to step into the feeling of fulfillment now before the evidence appears, knowing that the outer world must eventually conform. Most people spend their lives
mm.
hoping, yearning, and waiting for their desires to
Price did not.
materialize,
Okay, I didn't see that.
not realizing that this very state of
It
longing
did not
is
close
sunk in lack.
above this first
They wake
presented
up
fair
thinking
value
about
gap,
what they do not
but
have.
it
They
wicked
move
there.
through the day reinforcing the idea that they are struggling, and they go to sleep feeling as though their desires
I
have slipped
guess
beyond their reach.
my
And so the cycle continues.
my persistence in
What if
trying
you
to
no
see
longer
this
wish?
buy side liquidity
What
prevented
if
me from
instead
noticing the
you choose to
signature
live as
here,
one who already
which is
possesses
a
the wealth,
signature
the
I
success, the freedom?
rarely ever
How would
miss.
you think? How would you feel? How would you carry yourself in the world? Would you still dwell in doubt? Would you
Mm.
still fear the future? No. You would move with a quiet confidence, with an unshakable knowing that everything you desire is already yours. This is the key to become what you seek before it physically appears. Not through pretense, not through
The sell
arrogance,
side over
but through
here.
the certainty that your assumption is reality. The world you see is simply a mirror reflecting your dominant state of being. If you remain in the state of lack, life will only present you with more reasons to feel that way. But if you persist in the feeling of already having, then life must eventually confirm it. Do not concern yourself with how it will happen. The logical mind will always try to interfere, questioning every step, seeking evidence before belief. But the process does not work this way. The unseen precedes the seen. The assumption must come first, and the world will then rearrange itself to reflect it. Consider how a person who has already won millions behaves. They do not wake up worrying about how to pay their bills. They do not question whether they can afford something. They do not operate from desperation or fear. Instead, they move with a calm assurance, making
Uh,
choices
the
from a place
midnight
of
open.
abundance rather than lack. You must do the same. Stop acting as if wealth is something you are chasing. Instead, embody the version of yourself who already has it. Change the way you think, speak, and carry yourself. If you were already a millionaire, how would you approach opportunities? Would you hesitate, or would you move forward with confidence? Would you dwell on scarcity, or would you feel a deep sense of security and peace? You may say, but my bank account does not reflect this yet. That does not matter. Your external circumstances are simply the echoes of
Mm.
past assumptions. They have no power over you unless you continue to give them meaning. Ignore them. Persist in your new state, and soon reality will catch up. It is not enough to merely visualize or affirm. You must feel it deeply. The feeling is what makes it real.
I tried to
If you
pick
can
up bottom
generate the
again
feeling of already
without
possessing
waiting for a
things,
market structure shift.
if you can dwell in that state consistently, then you are no longer
Let me
seeking,
write that down.
you are. And once you are, the world must respond accordingly. You are not here to wish for a better life. You are here to assume the life you desire and let reality mold itself around you. Step into the state of already having. Move as if your millions are secured. Speak as if success is inevitable. Think from the position of one who has already won. When you live from the end must come to meet you. Your emotions are not mere reactions to the world around you, they are the creative force that shapes your reality. Every moment, you are vibrating at a particular frequency, and life responds to that frequency by bringing you experiences that match
Yeah,
yours.
nah. Title
This
sweeps are
is why
done
two
for me.
people in the same situation can have completely different outcomes. One person radiates confidence and abundance, while the other emanates fear and lack. Their external worlds reflect their internal states. If you feel lack, you create more of it. If you feel abundance, you call abundance to you. It is that simple. Your emotions do not lie. They reveal the assumptions you hold about life. When you feel anxious about money, it is because you assume money is scarce. When you feel rejected, it is because you assume you are unworthy of love. But if you could shift your emotional state, if you
Mm.
could generate the feeling of already having, already being, already receiving, you would see how effortlessly life rearranges itself to match your new vibration. Most people live reactively. They let the outer world dictate how they feel. If they see money in their bank account, they feel secure. If they receive a compliment, they feel valued. If an opportunity presents itself, they feel optimistic. But this is moving backward. You must feel first, and then the outer world will adjust accordingly. Imagine waking up every morning feeling deeply wealthy, regardless of what your financial situation appears to be. You walk through your day with a quiet confidence, knowing that all your needs are met. You do not panic over expenses, you do not hesitate when making choices, and you do not entertain thoughts of scarcity. Your emotional state is one of certainty, of ease, of absolute trust that abundance is already yours. If you could maintain this feeling, your external world would have no choice but to reflect it back to you.
So
The opposite is
key.
also true. If you wake up every morning feeling fearful, anxious, and desperate, then life will confirm those feelings. You will find yourself encountering delays, struggles, and situations that reinforce your belief in lack. This is not a punishment, it is simply the law at work. You are always manifesting, whether you realize it or not. Your emotions are the signal you are sending out, and the universe universe responds accordingly. This is why affirmations and visualizations only work when they are backed by emotion. Simply repeating, I am wealthy, while feeling deep financial anxiety will not change anything. The words are empty unless they are accompanied by the feeling of truth. But if you can close your eyes, take a deep breath, and genuinely feel the relief, the gratitude, and the excitement of already having what you desire, if you can hold on to that feeling long enough, it will begin to take root in your reality. The key is to train yourself to feel ahead of the evidence. Do not wait for circumstances to change before you allow yourself to feel joy, success, and security. Feel them now. Act as if you have already received, and the receiving will follow. Of course, doubts will arise. The logical mind will try to pull you back into old patterns, saying, but look at your situation. How can you feel abundant when nothing has changed? Ignore this voice. It is only the echo of past conditioning. You are not bound by the past. You are creating a new, and emotions are your tool. Each day, make it your priority to cultivate the emotions that align with your desires. Play music that makes you feel powerful. Walk with the posture of someone who already has everything they need. Speak as if success is certain. When you feel abundance deeply and consistently, you will find that life begins to reflect it in ways you never imagined. You are the creator, and your emotions are the brush with which you paint your reality. One of the greatest obstacles to manifesting your desires is the tendency to obsess over how they will come to pass. The logical mind seeks certainty, needing to know every step, every detail, every possible route from here to fulfillment. But this fixation on the how only creates resistance, for it keeps you trapped in a state of doubt and limitation. When you try to control the process, you signal to the universe that you do not truly trust in the power of your assumption. And what you do not trust, you push away. The unseen forces that shape reality do not operate by human logic. They do not require your interference. Just as the roots of a tree extend unseen beneath the soil, drawing in nourishment to support its inevitable growth, so too does the unseen intelligence of the universe orchestrate the unfolding of your desires in ways beyond your comprehension. Your only task is to persist in the assumption that what you desire is already yours. Everything else is irrelevant. Consider a farmer who plants a seed in the earth. He does not sit beside it, digging it up every hour to check its progress. He does not demand to know exactly how each root will form, how each leaf will sprout, or how the rain and sun will work together to bring it to fruition. He simply trusts that, in due time, the seed will become what it was always meant to be. This is the attitude you must adopt. You have planted the seed of your desire in the soil of imagination. If you constantly question how it will grow, you disrupt the natural process. But if you leave it undisturbed, nourishing it only with faith and persistence, it must manifest. Many fail because they look for signs too soon. They watch their circumstances obsessively, searching for proof that things are changing. And when they do not see immediate evidence, they fall into doubt, undoing the work they have done internally. But manifestation is not about external confirmation. It is about unwavering internal conviction. Your job is not to manipulate events, to force outcomes, or to micromanage the process. Your job is to feel as though it is done. The world will then move in ways you could not have predicted to bring your assumption into reality. Doors will open, paths will appear, and circumstances will shift, all without your effort. Think of a person who already possesses what you desire. Do they concern themselves with how it came to be? Do they anxiously try to piece together the events that led to their success? No, they simply enjoy it. They live in the reality of having, not questioning or doubting its presence. This is the state you must embody before the evidence arrives. You do not need to know how your millions will come. You do not need to map out the exact sequence of events that will lead you to your goal. You only need to persist in the feeling of already having it. The means will take care of themselves. Perhaps you will receive an unexpected opportunity. Perhaps a chance encounter will lead you to something greater than you imagined. Or perhaps circumstances will shift so seamlessly that it will feel as though your desire materialized effortlessly. But none of that is your concern. Release the need to control. Let go of the constant questioning. Move with the quiet confidence of one who knows that their success is inevitable. Trust that the unseen forces are at work, arranging everything in perfect order. Your assumption is the cause, and the world must reflect it. So walk forward without doubt, without hesitation, without the need for proof. Persist in your assumption and let the universe handle the rest. The how is not yours to worry about. It is already taken care of. Mm. Your words and actions are not separate from your thoughts. They are extensions of your inner state. What you consistently say and do reflects what you truly believe about yourself and your life. If you wish to manifest great wealth, you must align every word you speak and every action you take with the reality of one who already possesses it. Most people speak from their current circumstances rather than from the state they wish to embody. They say things like, I can't afford that, money is so hard to come by, or I'm always struggling. Every time they affirm these beliefs, they reinforce their financial reality. The universe simply mirrors what they declare as truth. They may visualize wealth, they may even feel abundant for a moment, but the moment they revert to speech that affirms lack, they undo their own work. Your words carry creative power. They are declarations of what you accept as real. If you wish to manifest wealth, you must train yourself to speak only from a place of abundance. This does not mean lying or pretending. It means choosing words that align with the wealth you claim to possess internally. Instead of saying, I can't afford it, say, that's not a priority for me right now. Instead of saying, I'm broke, say, wealth is flowing to me in ways I cannot yet see. You must speak as though your millions are already yours. But words alone are not enough. Your actions must reflect your new state as well. How does a wealthy person move through life? Do they hesitate over small purchases? Do they feel anxious about spending money? Do they approach opportunities with fear and doubt? No. They carry themselves with confidence. They invest in themselves without hesitation, and they trust that their resources will always replenish. This does not mean reckless spending. It means adopting the mindset of financial security before the evidence arrives. It means treating money as an abundant, ever-flowing resource rather than something scarce and fleeting. If you hold on to every dollar with fear, believing you might never get more, you reinforce the idea that money is hard to come by. But if you spend with the quiet assurance that more is always on its way, you align yourself with true abundance. The way you carry yourself also speaks volumes. Do you walk with the posture of one who is weighed down by financial stress? Or do you move with the ease and confidence of a person who knows they are wealthy? Do you dress and present yourself with care? Or do you let your outer appearance reflect a belief in lack? Every detail matters because every detail reinforces an assumption. Consider the habits of those who already possess great wealth. They invest in their growth, they surround themselves with success-minded individuals, and they approach every opportunity with the certainty that they belong in rooms of influence. They do not speak in desperation, they speak in certainty. They do not act from fear, they act from power. And aligning your speech and actions with wealth means carrying yourself as though your financial reality has already transformed. It means making decisions from the mindset of abundance rather than from scarcity. It means embodying the confidence, generosity, and ease of a person who knows they are financially secure. Each day, ask yourself, would a millionaire say this? Would a millionaire think
Um,
this way?
seems
A
like today
billionaire
wasn't a good
contemplated this
session.
moment and then made
I
this
got to
proposal.
learn a lot
Speak
about
only words of abundance. Move only
why
in
I do
ways
not
that
take
display
total soup
confidence.
setups.
Make
Um,
decisions that affirm your
oh
financial
no, this is
freedom.
just
The moment you
yeah.
fully embody the statement,
Um,
the external
yeah,
world
total
will
soup
have the
setups are not
power
in
to
my
reflect it back
repertoire.
to you. The
So
greatest test
today
of
I
your
thought
ability to manifest
I'll
wealth
try to
and possess
outsmart
many
my
desire is when
model
your
and my
system is in the
system
face of doubt.
and take
These
an
symptoms
entry
mean
where
that
I
everything appears to be
otherwise would
working
not
in
have
your
taken.
favor when signs
However,
affirm that your assumption
I
is
did have a
incorrect.
nice opportunity
You,
to
the
enter short
physical one,
here
shows no evidence
where
of
there was a
wealth.
man sell side and
What
I'd
will you
already
do when old fears and doubts
pointed out
resurface,
this PM first
whispering that
presented fair
perhaps
value
this is
gap
not working, that maybe you are fooling
over
yourself?
here.
Here's where most people fail, not because their
Um,
desires are
I
impossible,
hesitated to take it
but because they
because I
whisper
thought
in
the
the
range
dark,
wasn't enough,
the
but
unseen,
it
the
looks like
hidden.
it was
The moment you assume a new state
the
exists,
range
reality begins shifting.
um
But because physical manifestation follows an unseen process,
that it occurred, I
there is
did
often
not
a delay between
anticipate it
assumption
to
and
have
realization.
reached to the midnight
This
open.
delay is not a sign of failure,
Um,
it is simply
yeah, I
the
think going
natural state
further,
of events.
even though I
People
see
misinterpret
something
periods
like
of
this,
transition as proof that their
I
efforts are in
should
vain.
be
With their
mindful
impatience, they return to
to
old
know that
habits,
there
old
could
doubts,
be
and old
something
emotional
much lower.
reactions, undoing the very
So
progress
let me see.
they
This
did
was
not
a
witness long enough to allow your
1539,
state to solidify
39
into fact.
entry.
You must be different.
Um,
You must
could have
persist
taken
until
a
it is obvious.
partial here
There can be no half hearted attempts,
at
no wavering back and forth between belief and disbelief. If you have chosen the
1543,
state of wealth, then that is the state you must occupy mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
and then
No matter what appears before
the
you,
midnight
when
open
doubt arises, you do not
right
entertain it.
here.
You
It
remind
just fell
yourself
short of
that
it,
what
but
is seen is merely a reflection of past
1557.
thoughts, past beliefs, and past assumptions.
And
Since you are no longer that person, since you have shifted your state, you
then
know that the
here
outer
we
world
have
must
the
rearrange itself accordingly.
50 candle.
Consider a sculptor who is committed to carving a masterpiece from a block of
And you
stone.
can see, so
He
I
does
took
not
a
stop
long
halfway
entry
simply
here.
because he cannot yet see the final product.
Um,
He does not abandon his work because in the beginning it looks nothing like the vision he holds in his mind. He persists, chiseling away, refining his creation until the masterpiece emerges. This is how you must treat your assumption. You must hold on to it, unwavering, until it hardens into fact. When doubts arise, as they inevitably will, do not resist them with fear. Instead, observe them with detachment, knowing they are remnants of an old state that no longer belongs to you. Let them pass through your awareness without giving them power. Affirm to yourself, this is already done. My wealth is
mhm.
inevitable. The world is simply catching
My
up to my
session is
assumption.
done.
Faith is not about seeing first and then
So
believing.
now
Faith is knowing that
I'm
what
just
you
gonna
pursue
leave
is already yours, long before any proof appears. Those who achieve great wealth, success,
this
and
minor
prosperity
side to see
do
when
not
it
do so because
takes it
they are
out.
lucky or special.
Anyway,
They do so
um,
because they refuse
hope
to
you
be
guys
part of
enjoyed the
their old
session.
selves.
Don't
They
forget to
persist in the new state
like,
until it is fully
subscribe
expressed in
if
their
you really
reality.
do mess with
So
this
make a
kind of
decision now.
content. Um,
Will you allow
and if you guys
temporary
want to see me
appearances
do
to
more
dictate your belief?
of
Or
my
will you
live market
persist in the unseen
commentaries,
until it becomes clear?
um,
Will you
yeah,
waver
man,
in
tune
moments
in.
of doubt? Or
Um,
will you stand
this is
firm
only the
and prove it?
beginning of
The choice is
what's
yours.
going to be a beautiful story.
But know this,
Um,
the universe does not
right
allow
now, all I'm
you to persist
seeing
in assuming it is
is
true. If
this
you
much of
refuse to
my
entertain any
career.
reality other than the one you
And if I
desire,
zoom
if
out,
you remain unwavering in your
the
assumption,
tapestry is much
then the
larger,
world must
right?
conform.
Um,
There is no other
so I'm
path.
only seeing a small scope
So
of
persist.
what is yet to
Persist in
happen in
silence.
my life.
Persist in
And
silence.
yeah, it
Persist
seems
in
like
every appearance that tries to
it's
convince
gonna
you
be like a
otherwise.
never-ending cycle, but
Because the
I
moment
do
you
feel,
refuse
do
to turn
believe
back,
that
the moment
I'm
you
gonna
make the
get to
decision
where it
that
is
it
that
is
I'm
already
supposed to
yours,
be getting to.
it is so.
Um,
Hmm.
so yeah,
What
guys.
do you see?
Um, hopefully you
What
guys will
manifests
join me on
in
this
this world
journey.
already exists.
Um,
Your
And yeah, hopefully we can all grow together, you know. Um, Always remember to believe in yourself. Whatever you see in your mind, whatever you feel in your heart is always true. The world tells you that don't listen to your heart or your mind because it'll lie to you. That's false, guys. Your true self is what happens in here, and you always want to listen to it. What happens in here and here, my fault, and the heart, you know, your head and the heart will never will never lead you astray, especially when it comes to things that you desire. Um, Always follow your gut feeling, always follow your heart, that feeling, your mind, even if it means you act impulsively, do that, then not just act at all, you know, and learn from that impulsive moment, whether it leads you to success or failure. Um, I don't really believe it's failure. I believe that it's a lesson learned on what to do and what not to do so that you know how to move forward. But yeah, something that I'm starting to implement in my life, you know, just take action and whatever consequences, I'll deal with it as it comes because nothing's guaranteed in this life. Um, and you never know where you're gonna end up, you know, if you don't take a chance on yourself. So let's keep pushing. Show up every day. I have this poster on my phone. It says it's a full-time job. Believe in yourself. No days off. I just want to show you. Let's see. Right, right there, bro. Right. There. Bro. There we go. It's a full-time job. Believe in yourself. No days off. So keep pushing, guys. Keep chasing your dreams because they will come true. Um, they won't come true if you stop and give up. Um, and yeah, man. I mean, trading is literally one of the hardest things to do in this life, in my opinion, because you're wrestling with yourself. You know, I know what to do. I know how to make money in this marketplace. I know the conditions that I want to see in the marketplace, but I always get in the way because I'm impulsive to take a trade. Um, you know, because I feel like my efforts need to be rewarded for sitting down instead of just taking a step back and saying, it's okay if I don't see a setup today, you know? Um, and that it's okay if I don't get a trade every day, because I'm trying to also get into the habit of accepting that it's actually important to not get a trade every day, you know? Um, and yes, so right now I'm just battling being an action hound and having to want to do something in the marketplace. Um, so yeah, trading is really tough because you're a formidable adversary. You are your biggest enemy that you need to overcome, and it's difficult, man. Um, I won't lie to you and say that I'm not struggling, uh, but I do know that I will overcome myself and be the person I see myself. But yeah, without saying too much, hope you guys tune in. Um, Hope to see you guys in my next stream, which is tomorrow. Today I started streaming a little bit late. I had like a family prayer session, but yeah, I usually going to stream around um, around 14:50 to start off my final PM session, because that's what's I'm going to be trading now. It's the PM session, based off my schedule and work and all of that. I'm only able to trade the PM session. So yeah, tune in tomorrow, next week, the day after, and so on. No days off. Show up every day, and let's get this money, man. Peace. Oh, before I close it off, I want to play this. I want to play this actually. Uh, it was. It's what you call this? It's Rick Ross. Rick Ross. I actually need to download this as a closing statement. Okay. Excited.
Let's get to the money, man. Don't be scared to get to the money at all times. I went to sleep 3 a.m. I was back up at 6:30. Excited. No excuses. My bad. Yo, shut the fuck up and let's get to the money, man. Don't be scared to get to the money at all times. I went to sleep 3 a.m. I was back up at 6:30. Excited. No excuses. My bad. Yo, shut the fuck up and let's get to the money, man. Don't be scared to get to the money
Yo,
at all
peace, man.
times. I
Peace,
went to
man.
sleep 3 a.m. I was back